Good morning. How are you doing? Thanks for streaming with us. We appreciate it. Well, I got some good news and some bad news, I guess. Good news is we've probably already seen the hottest days of the year in our rearview mirror. Bad news is it's still going to be a hot day today. But you know what? I'll take 100 degrees over the 106 and the 108 that we've seen over the last couple of days. So 100 degrees for a high today. The problem is the humidity is up a little bit. So today is another KENS 5 weather impact alert day. The reason being is that heat index values will be about 107 this afternoon. So you still need to limit your time outdoors. Make sure and stay hydrated. It is definitely going to be hot. All right, temperature outside right now, here's case in point right here, 91 degrees, not even at noon yet, and it already feels like 100, pretty close to it. See, the dew point is up. The dew point's at 73, and some of the high resolution computer models have those dew points staying pretty high today. So even though it's going to be 100, it's going to feel about the same as it did yesterday. Yesterday, by the way, we hit 110 on the heat index. Let's see, the record for the date is 104, set back in 1917. Long time ago. That's a long-standing record. We won't break the record, I don't think, so that's a good thing. All right, for today, 100 degrees for the high. This evening, it'll probably take us all the way till 10 or 11 o'clock before we get below 90. So this is some pretty big heat. I mean, this heat wave has been pretty tough. All right, so we've got this heat advisory. A lot of the counties have been whittled away. There's no excessive heat warnings today, but we do have heat advisory, mainly for the I-10 corridor, 90, 35. Those are the main areas, and that's until 9 o'clock this evening. Again, maximum heat index anywhere from 105 to 109. I'm thinking about 107. Let me go back to the radar here. Kind of got aggressive double punch there. Okay, on the satellite imagery, wish I could change this over to the visible. I can't exactly, but anyway, you can see what's going on. We've had these persistent showers and storms along the coastal counties. They're not making a lot of progress away from the main moisture source, away from the Gulf of Mexico. They tend to fizzle out the further they get from the Gulf. But can you make out some of these showers, some of the clouds, and the way that they've got kind of definitely cumulus, but they've got a little texture, right? That's the area where the clouds are trying to build, trying to break through the cap, trying to develop. And in some areas, we've got some showers there around Brenham and back to LaGrange there, north of I-10. And so what I think is going to happen this afternoon is we're going to continue to see this kind of development. And they're going to have a tendency to move to the south and west, but at the same time, they're going to have a tendency to fall apart, and because the environment's very hostile. So what I think the net result is going to be is that our eastern counties, you've got about a 20% chance of seeing a shower or thunderstorm. If things, cross your fingers, if things work out just right, we have like a really strong outflow boundary from some stronger cells to the east, perhaps here in Bexar County, we may have a 10% chance, we may have a slight chance that some of this works in. It doesn't look real promising. I'm going to tell you why. And here's the main reason why it's not real promising is look at, this is a real strong ridge of high pressure centered over like around Childress, Wichita Falls, Texas. And there's a lot of sinking motion. And so it's going to be hard for us to see a thunderstorm this afternoon because of that big high. I mean, look how nice that shows up. Shows up really nice there on the water vapor imagery. So we're dealing with that. But I think some of us will pick up some rain. Here in Bexar County, I'd give it probably about a 10% chance. All right, this is the way it looks over the next couple of days. We're going to have this upper level high in place. It's going to be a hot weekend, no doubt. But as we head into next week, we're going to have this inverted trough that's going to kind of work around the high, and the high is actually going to weaken. And so I think Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that leads to about a 20% chance of rain each day, and high temperatures being closer to where we should be for this time of the year in the mid-90s. And then once we get into the end of next week and into the following weekend, I'm going to be totally honest, the computer models are all over the place on exactly what is going to happen. This is the GFS. It tends to keep the high pressure in place. The European has the high mainly out to the west, and the Canadians somewhere in between. And so what I think is going to happen next week is we'll have a chance for some showers and thunderstorms for the first half of the week for sure. And then Thursday and Friday, definitely up in the air. What's probably going to happen the weekend of Labor Day is partly cloudy skies, high temperatures in the mid-90s, mid to upper 90s, somewhere in there. And there could be a chance for some rain. Being totally honest, probably not. I'm holding back for now until I can really get a good grip of what's happening for the Labor Day weekend. But right now, for the Labor Day, for the whole Labor Day weekend, I would count on partly cloudy skies, highs mid to upper 90s, and the slightest of chances for rain right now. It just doesn't look good. All right, so high temperatures today, and again, we're going to hit 100. This particular computer model just doesn't have much precip at all. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more than what it's showing. See, right now it's picking up on some of that, but notice how it just fizzles away. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. A lot of this is going to fizzle out, so that's why I only went with a 10% chance of rain for today. Tomorrow, I would say less than a 10% chance. Again, some of this stuff is going to try to work into some of our eastern counties, going to be real spotty, and going to have a hard time doing that. So as we look at the heat index for today, heat index should be, let's see, about 107. Computer model went down a little bit, more like 104, but I'd say anywhere between 105, 110, that's where we're going to be on the heat index. And then as we head into Saturday, again, about 104. That sounds about right for tomorrow. I think Sunday is going to be very similar. All right, so here's a look at the 14-day as we head through the next 14 days. Today, we've got a KENS 5 weather impact alert because I do think the heat index is going to be elevated. I don't see another day that we have that'll be a KENS 5 weather impact alert day. Over the weekend, highs in the upper 90s, partly cloudy skies. Next week, because of that inverted trough that I showed you and that high breaking down, highs in the mid-90s, 96, 95, partly cloudy skies, maybe about a 20% chance of a shower or thunderstorm. The following weekend, upper 90s, Saturday and Sunday, the Labor Day weekend, and then Labor Day itself, 90, mid to upper 90s, partly cloudy skies, and that should take us into that next week. So that's the way it looks right now. Rain chances not real good, but I do think next week, about a 20%, maybe even a 30% chance for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And you know what? We'll take it. Temperatures coming down. I think 95 to 96 sure beats 106 or 108. So next week is going to be a better week than this week we just had, I think. So that's something to look forward to. All right, I got to run and do the noon show. Have a great weekend. Looking forward to see Bernie play on Saturday. It's not every day. We've got a local team in the Little League World Series. And then I'll be back on Monday. Make sure to watch us this evening as well. Bill Taylor, by the way, he's over there in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. He's giving us updates, so we'll see. He's probably having a lot of fun over there. He was telling me that the high temperature yesterday in Williamsport was only lower 70s, so that's pretty nice. All right, well, I got to go run and do the noon show. Thanks for streaming with us, and we'll see you later.